everyone, hi, Penny here, and this is the junk journal part of Meeting God in the Garden for week 1. I am excited. I hope you have watched the first video of the junk journals. I'm sorry, it's taken me a little bit to get everything together. I hope you've got your stuff together, and I hope that you have taken at least a little peek. If you didn't print it, I hope you have taken the time to look at all the printables that was offered. Everything, all the photos and all the inspiration and things that was offered. But this is the Junk Journal Playbook page design. Now, I don't remember if I've introduced this yet. I had done some videos. They didn't record, so I don't remember what I put in and what I didn't. I apologize. So, I got so much going on here, guys. Alright, so the Junk Journal Page Design Playbook and Workbook version number 4 is what I have designed to help us create a junk journal from scratch. So I don't remember, I checked it off. I don't remember what video it is in. So this was the steps about gather your supplies. We did all that. We decided we wanted to do a 5x8. We decided that we were going to do a journal to sew in. We're going to build it from scratch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll need to download the PDF. The link is in the albums. It says May Printables. The link is there for you to download the huge entire kit. Okay? It's a gift of love from me to you. We're going to be doing the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. If you don't want to sew, you can staple, but it won't work as well. But anyway, or if you have a sewing machine, you can sew. We're going to organize our stuff today. We're going to start making our cover. And if you don't know what a junk journal is, it is a unique and creative way to express oneself using recycled, repurposed paper materials from the home. So I do worksheets, I do junk mail, I do packaging, I do printed papers, of course. So, and I do things that from vintage books, old books, magazines, newspapers, whatever kind of paper product that I've got that I can recycle, repurpose, and reuse, I'm gonna stick it in there. Little bags, stamps, journaling cards, sticky notes, you name it. If it's paper, it's usable, like packaging, the little plastic things, you know, bags and things like that, I'm going to use it in my journal, right? And we're going to be making a healing garden journal, okay? So, anyway, I have figured out, so let's look at the journal page layout guide. Now, if you didn't download it, that's okay. No worries. But I'm looking for a pen in case you're wondering what I'm doing. She's like, she's going on there. I'm looking for a pen, looking for a pen. All right, so actually, I don't want a pen just in case I make some boo-boos. Alright, so let's look at this journal page layout guide. It tells you about the cover. It asks you what spine you're going to choose. We're going to choose the 3-hole pamphlet stitch right here. And that's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, okay? I'm going to have, I might do 2 of those. 3-hole, it just depends on what I do. I usually do 1, but we might do two sewings. I don't know. Alright, and then we're going to decide if we want pockets. We can have top loading, side loading pockets. You need to decide if you want double page. Well, with my papers, as I went ahead and showed you already, this is what I mean about pockets and double pages, okay? So when I sew these in, I open the book like this. I'm going to put some glue here and here to make it a pocket, okay? And what I do is when I make my journals, I'll show you, so no worries. I just want to give you heads up. I make top loading, then on the next set, I'll make side load. Then I'll go top load, then I'll go side load. Okay, the reason being is you don't want to do all side loaded because everything will fall out of the journal whenever you pick it up. Okay, so we're going to alternate top and side pockets, just to give you heads up. Okay, so I'm going to be doing both. And I'm going to have double pockets as well. Alright, so I circled those just to keep my brain going. Now this is the flip. There's another sheet of this somewhere. Okay. I don't have it all. Alright, there's another sheet that goes with this. But anywho, whatever. So this is a flip view journal page layout. This is our pages that we're going to do together. Our cover, what our cover looks like. Our spine is going to have 2 holes up here, 2 holes down here, all right? And we're going to run some string through those holes. No worries, right? This is the inside cover of the journal. You know, when you flip the book over, the inside part, you know, we'll be discussing that. I usually like to put a pocket inside and a pocket outside, but my pocket outside, I like to do one that looks like this. That way I can put stuff this way, right? Put stuff in here. And then in the front one, I like to put stuff in here. And then on the front cover, I like to make a pocket. Sometimes I like to make a pocket that goes here. We'll talk about that later, designing our cover and stuff like that. So I can put stuff in, but we'll talk about that later. Back cover, I just leave it plain. No need to do nothing there, because whenever you put your journal in now, anything on the back will come off real easy. So this is about our pages, how we're going to design our pages, all right? So in case you're wondering, I done got one for you. Now, this goes with an altered book one, so don't worry about that, what that says up there. But I wanted to show you this about the designing of it. Okay, so I said on the cover, the label, book plate, spine, I've got, you know, the little strings, pocket, remember I told you about, and then sometimes I like to put a library pocket down there. But anyway, so look at this. This will help you if you need help designing your pages. When I mean designing your pages, I mean, okay, so page number 1, am I going to put a pocket there? Am I going to put a tuck? Am I going to put a belly band? And you may not know what all that stuff is, and that's totally okay, because I'm here to teach you what that is, all right? Okay, so that is our playbook that we're going to be referring to back and forth whenever we start getting into designing our journal, all right? Now, I want to show you this. This is a file folder. This is going to be our cover. Okay, so at this point, you should have all your envelopes folded, cut, and distressed if you wish, and all your pages folded in the middle and ripped to 5 by 8. Now, if we're going to do a 5 by 8 journal, I don't remember if I showed you this or not. I need, according to my pages are a half an inch. When I squish my pages together, they're a half an inch. So I need to have a quarter and a quarter of an inch on each side of that half an inch. So I need a 1 1/4 inch spine. That's how I do mine. Okay. Now you can do yours a little bit more. If you don't have enough, the journal won't flip well. Alright? So anyway, or it'll have alligator mouth, or it's all pooching out. So take the cover. This is the cover. This is our file folder. You're going to lay it flat. Alright? Now, a file folder already has about a 1/4 of an inch score lines. Am I correct? Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you notice this, I hope this makes total sense. If not, I apologize. So, I made another 1/4 of an inch on the right side, and I made another 1/4 of an inch on the left side. So, we don't just have 3 little folds, we have 5 folds. Does that make any sense? So I took my ruler and I measured. This is already done for me. You know how the file folder already has those 3 lines, right? So I just come over here and measured a 1/4 of an inch, marked it, took my scoring tool. This is a nail tool from the Dollar Tree. It's supposed to do nails, right? Them little dots thingies. Well, it's my scoring tool, y'all. It makes wonderful scorings. And it also works on the score. I have a Memory Keeper scoring board over there. But I just use my ruler most of the time. So I'm going to line it up on that pre-made little score line. And I'm just going to score what I, score over here. 1/4 of an inch. I use the big end. Alright. Then I come over here and do another 1/4 of an inch. Right? So we got our spine. So we got 5 1/4 of an inches. Alright, and that gives me an inch, almost 1.5 inches. It's in between 1.25 and 1.5 inches. But that's good, okay? As long more is good, less is not. Alright? So we're good on that. It's just a little tiny. It's in between 1/4 and 1/2, okay? Whatever you want to call it. Now, comes the part where we need to get our cover. We know our cover. Okay, so we got our spine, right? That's good. Our spine's good. Our pages are 5 by 8. You do not want to cut your cover 5 by 8. Okay? You want to cut your cover, you can go 5 1/4 to 5 1/2. All right? Because you're going to need that extra room. So I'm going to go 5 1/2 because I like having big covers. Okay? Now I've done marked 8. This up here is 8. I've done marked that. But I'll show you how we do it. So this is 5 1/2. Now I don't need it 5 1/2. I'm just doing it because I like bigger covers. All right? Longer. The cover will stick out my pages. All right? No worries. So from this line, the extra score line that I did, it's going to be from here to here, 5 1/2. All right? So let me go do the other one. So from here, the last score line to 5 1/2. All right? I'm going to draw a line the best I can here. My ruler, my table's not quite, my ruler's larger than my table. All right. Turn it back around. I don't want to confuse you. So here's our spine. Now I want to mark 8, which I know I don't want to mark 8. I need more than 8. So I need either 8 1/4 or 8 1/2. All right. Does that make any sense? Because we got to have room for these pages to get in here. Let me get my ruler turned around here. So I know right there I've already got marked my line is 8 1/2. Okay. Now if the cover, you don't like it, once we get it in there, you can trim it down. But for me, this is what I do. Okay, so I'm going to mark my 8 one more time. 8 1/2 one more time. Alright, so now what are we going to do? Well, actually mark this all the way across because I got an idea. I got an idea. I'm going to mark this all the way across. I want to use these flappers. Alright, now it should look like this. And she's like, oh, they're like, oh, what? Okay, so we're going to cut this off, this off, this off, and this off. We're going to cut that off. Okay? We're just going to cut it off. Don't fold the folder and cut it because it'll mess it up. You want to cut on the right side of your line. Do not cut right on the line that you did. Cut on the right side of your line. You want to keep the line. Okay? Keep the line. This we can save to put in, back in, okay? We can do stuff with that. Now it should look like this. Alright? Should look like this. Now, you're thinking, well, why did she keep these parts? Well, I kept them so I could have pockets. Okay? Yay! Pockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my little score tool and this extra flap on number 1 here. I'm going to, oops. Oopsie, oopsie. That happens. That happens. Okay. I'm going to score it. So it will give me a really crispy fold. Okay? Voila. Now come over here, which is our back. The big one over here is going to be your back with the tab. Leave the tab on if you want. I'm going to leave my tab on because I think it's interesting. Right? These don't have to be perfect. Remember, you can rewind and fast forward this video, so don't panic on me. All right, so this is our cover. See this? This is the part you see. This is, all right. Do you see how it did? Now look at the spine. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, it rolls nicely. So you should have, right? You should have all of these. You can come in here and make sure that all these are crisp. Now the inside. See this? This is our inside. So now I've got a pocket. I'll have a pocket here. And I may have a pocket here. Right? Or I may have a flip out. Or I could come in here, make another score line, and make it where it would fold over as a closure. You see that? Right? So if I wanted this to be a closure, so we're designing our cover now. So I need to line this up to here. I know this is 1.5 inches here. A little bit over, actually. So if I wanted to make, you know, something that would, like, do that. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty, right? And then we could put a thing here and wrap our journal. Let's do that. So let me come over here. We know we got 1.5 inches, a little over. Right? So I need this to be the same. Let's see if we got enough room first before I so let's do 1.25 inches. Yeah, we should have enough. And you don't have to do this. Let's see. All right. Now, fold it open. So let me mark my 1.5 inches, right? So from here to here, this is the line where we folded, right? This is the little extra. I'm just doing this. You don't have to do this. This is just an add-on, okay, guys? This is just an add-on that I thought of when I got here. Now, I'm going to score it. I'm going to score it. So I'm going to score, guess what? Every 1/4 inch, I'm going to score. So it will match our spine, right? I hope that makes sense what I did. See? But I want this side to match this side. Okay? So I'm going to go here and score these to make it look like it's got 2 spines. I hope that makes sense. This will match what I got on the other side. See that? So now I've got an instant closure, an automatic closure for my journal. Voila. And then I've got this little extra thing over here that I can make it turn into a tuck, you know, pocket. There's our cover base, everyone. Are you excited? About reinforcing the spine. Now we need something. This is the inside. Okay? This is the inside. So what I want to do is normally I use something called Fiba tape. This is drywall construction tape. Okay? You get it in all different colors. I just use white because it's sticky like tape. And I'm going to reinforce my spine with it. See? It helps it, right? It gives it what it needs. And I like all of my folds in my cover, I'm going to reinforce because I want to make sure that I'm going to use this journal for a while, because this takes a while to make a journal. I don't want to waste my time making a journal that's not going to hold together, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. Now you can color this. It takes paint. It takes inkwell, right? Okay, so I've got one more over here. Now, if you have masking tape, painter's tape, washi, don't do it with washi. Washi comes off. If you do it with washi, you'll need to back up with some more glue, okay? Even any kind of duct tape will work. Book cloth, of course, will work, but I just use something that I've got on hand, and this is what I've got. So you can even use ribbon. You can use lace. You want to make sure that this is adhered down really well, so that when we put our papers, you won't be able to see it. You might feel it, but you won't see it that much. The grooves. Alright. So this is what our cover looks like. Voila! Yay! Isn't it pretty? Super pretty. Alright, everyone. Stay tuned for the next video because we're going to start working on our cover and getting it finished. And then we can put our pages in. Okay? Alright, everyone. Have a wonderful and blessed day. I will see you in the next video.